on a safari, we're like driving on a dirt road.
Yes.
But wow. So now it's hard because like we totally had the conversation, we're gonna have it again.
Oh, we didn't have all of it. You know, as we were walking over here, that's the Dream Farm in Glyndon, Minnesota, once again, and it's really just the place where I've just been saying where dreams come true.
Yeah.
You know, or where you can go and dream. You know?
And find community, I think.
Yes. And animals.
Yeah, that bird is here too, just in case you were wondering.
If you need to see that bird, if you need to talk to that bird,
come here.
Caw.
Come here, then you can talk. I think it can be hard, especially when like certain disorders or certain problems, because codependency isn't in the DSM, right? So it's not considered like, at least to the best of my knowledge, please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but like it's not the DSM is like a diagnosed, you know, disorder. But within the recovery community, you know, alcohol and drug addiction and like people's families who aren't necessarily have a chemical or a drug addiction, there's a lot of talk about codependency, right? About how this desire to fix the solution or fix the problem, like the addiction basically, by managing and controlling that person all the time to the extent that it takes over your life and who you are, and everything you do is just oriented around that because you're just, I mean, generally you're just trying to stop the chaos. But as with all things, if you try to do something and you really have no control over it and you keep failing, you're gonna get cranky, you're gonna get mad, and you're gonna get really irritable.
And so people tell me, like some people tell me, I do believe they're just doing that to confuse me. To tell me, oh, you're being codependent, when I'm just being, I suppose, romantic, you know, or imaginative, or being open, you know, to a more serious relationship with a person.
Yeah.
You know, and for some people that's just really terrifying, and so what does their brain jump to? Oh, that's codependency. You know, you're losing yourself. And it's like, no, you're giving yourself.
So for me, I just was like, to feel better, I stopped the feelings. To stop the feelings, I fixed, manage, and control. But that I wasn't aware that that's what I was doing at the time. Like now when I look back after doing a lot of education and, you know, doing like some recovery work around my own, let's say behavioral addiction, to like fixing, managing, controlling, now it makes sense. Like, that totally makes sense why I was doing those things. I'm not a bad person for doing those things, but those coping mechanisms to deal with that difficult situation really became harmful as I became adult, trying to enter a world that wasn't centered around, let's say, alcoholism or addiction or undiagnosed mental health conditions. And I just had to like learn how to be an adult. In different points of a relationship, there's different levels of intimacy or closeness, right? And I had a friend who was always talking about how, like, you know, when you get married, the first 2 years are like the love cave. Like nothing your partner can do, or your now married partner or spouse can do is wrong. Like you're just so in love and everything is just going. And then after 2 years, you start going out of the love cave and you start coming back to reality. You start noticing things you don't love or whatever. But I mean, that's okay and natural. Doesn't mean that that's the wrong person for you. But it is a lot of closeness, togetherness, in different stages of a relationship that could be confused with people's lives getting taken over. But it sounds not pathological to me. It just sounds part of a normal level of relationship and intimacy. When I worked at the hospital, because when people get cancer, it can be such a consuming identity because you're going through it. You're going to be forever different. You're going to have a new normal when you come out of it. Like the goal there was to use art to create a positive distraction and a positive identity for people, that even though I have this illness, I still can enjoy and make art. And that art can be a form of expression. It can inform who I am. I can enjoy it. It can feel pleasurable. And it really gave people something positive to focus on during that journey, because it's just a really challenging journey. Right?
Yes. I mean, it's been challenging for me. And like, thank you for talking about that, because we had been discussing like, we ought to talk about what art and mental health and whatnot. And that's what I bring into what I do. You know, it's like having had the experiences that I've had, or the journey, once again, that I've had, which has led me here to, that's the Dream Farm, you know, where I can reach people and where I can teach people and where I can tell people it's going to be okay. Yeah. You know, it's all going to be okay. It's going to be rough. It's going to be really, really rough, but.
Yeah. Oh my God. Bye. Oh. Now he's running. Oh my God.
But even if it feels like you got the whole world on your shoulders, okay? Even though it may seem like everything's too heavy and perhaps everything's impossible, this is a place where you can go from impossible to difficult to done. I suppose we all are sort of therapists. You know, we can counsel each other. So hopefully, Heather, that's what you do. Try and bring yourself.
I'd say so.
We all have a sort of training. We're all people, and we know how to console people.
Yeah.
Listen to people.
Yeah.
You know, so other individuals saying, you know, oh, that you can't talk to that person because you're not a licensed counselor. It's like, you know what? I can talk to that person if that person needs to talk to someone, and I can listen. And that's what we can bring as individuals who have gone through. Made that journey, made that, I suppose, quest to find out who are we?
Yeah.
Why are we the way that we are? You know?
With this metaphorical.
It's just so huge.
Guys, this is seriously what that horse was playing with. It was hysterical.
Yes. I suppose I could, since that pony is not out here, I could be.
Yeah, that's basically what he was doing, and then he was bouncing all over it.